The Pentagon didn't want you to see this, but now the secret's out. When a top US general posted a simple image online, he accidentally triggered a global panic behind closed doors because what it showed wasn't just a fighter jet. It was proof that America just built something the world thought was impossible. Forget everything you knew about stealth, speed, and air power, because the F-47 changes the game. Not in 5 years, not in theory, right now, and it's not flying alone. What we're about to reveal isn't rumor, isn't guesswork. These are classified details that just got exposed, and the implications, they're massive for China, for Russia, for anyone who ever thought they could challenge America in the sky. This is the beginning of a new era, and you're about to see why the F-47 has every other air force on Earth scrambling for answers. It started with a graphic. No flashy press conference, no dramatic unveiling, just a clean image quietly. Posted by Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin in May 2025. At first glance, it looked like a simple update, but defense experts around the world zeroed in instantly, because what that image really showed were specs so advanced, so out of line with anything previously acknowledged, that it sent shockwaves through the global military community. This wasn't just a cool infographic. It was a flex, a strategic power move cloaked as an oops, because nothing in the defense world leaks by accident, especially not specs this sensitive. The numbers were too specific, the details too polished, and the timing way too perfect. Just as China was parading its so-called 6th-gen stealth fighters and Russia was rattling sabers over Eastern Europe, the US Air Force dropped a digital mic. One graphic and suddenly Beijing and Moscow were in emergency meetings. So what did that post actually reveal? Numbers that confirmed America didn't just catch up, we skipped ahead. And the jet behind those numbers isn't science fiction anymore. It's flying, it's real, and it's terrifying for anyone not wearing a US flag on their uniform. But that was just the first clue, because behind that jet is something even more powerful, and nobody was ready for it. At first, people assumed it was just the next logical step after the F-35. A new coat of paint, a few tech upgrades, maybe a better radar. But the F-47 isn't an upgrade. It's a complete rewrite of what a fighter jet is supposed to be. This thing isn't just built for dogfights or bombing runs, it's built to dominate every part of the sky, from the first radar ping to the last missile fired. Defense analysts are calling it a generational leap, not from 5th to 6th gen, but something beyond classification. Because the F-47 doesn't fit into the boxes we've used for decades, it breaks them. Let's be clear. This isn't the product of some overnight innovation. The F-47 has been brewing in the shadows of the Pentagon for years under the ultra-classified Next Generation Air Dominance Program, or NGAD, and even America's closest allies were kept in the dark. Only a handful of top officials knew what Boeing and Lockheed were quietly battling to build behind closed doors. Then came the curveball. Boeing won! Not Lockheed, the titan behind the F-22 and F-35. That alone sent a message. The winning design wasn't just better, it was revolutionary. And suddenly, the name F-47 wasn't a mystery code anymore. It became the headline. But that wasn't all the Air Force wanted the world to see. Because buried in those leaked specs were numbers that shattered expectations. Numbers that revealed a weapon designed not just to fight, but to win before the enemy even knows it's there, and the first number that had global militaries redoing their entire playbook. That would be its range. Speed has always been a double-edged sword in air combat. Sure, you can go fast, but once you break Mach 2, you light up like a flare on enemy radar. That's been the trade-off, until now. According to the leaked specs, the F-47 can exceed Mach 2. That's over 1,500 miles per hour, while still maintaining full stealth capability. That sentence alone breaks nearly every rule in the fighter jet playbook. How? The specifics are still classified, but experts suspect breakthroughs in adaptive materials, next-gen heat dissipation, and engine architecture. The kind of stuff aerospace engineers used to say wasn't possible, yet here it is, flying. This speed advantage isn't just impressive, it's strategic. It means US pilots can get in and out of hostile airspace before enemy defenses even react. They control the tempo, they choose the engagement, and they vanish before missiles ever lock on. Every second shaved off response time is a survival advantage. In air combat, milliseconds matter, and the F-47 just bought American pilots a lifetime. Imagine you're an enemy pilot. You see 6 aircraft on radar. Which one's the pilot? Which are the decoys? Which are packing anti-air missiles? You don't know. And that confusion is lethal. These AI drones don't wait for instructions. They use onboard intelligence to identify threats, coordinate tactics, and engage in real time. The human pilot sets the mission. The drones handle the dirty work, fast, aggressive, and unpredictable. They can take the hits that human pilots can't. They can probe enemy defenses, jam radar systems, or fly straight into missile zones. And if one gets destroyed, it's replaced. No funeral, no headlines, just mission complete. That's a psychological edge no other military can match. The battlefield becomes a chessboard, and the F-47 always moves first. So what does all this cost? A lot. The development deal alone was worth over $20 billion, the biggest ever awarded to a fighter jet program. Total cost, over $100 billion, once drones, infrastructure, and future upgrades are factored in. But here's the thing, this isn't just about war machines. This is an investment in technological dominance. The innovations behind the F-47, stealth coatings, advanced composites, AI systems, propulsion breakthroughs, will all trickle down into commercial aviation, into space travel, into industries we haven't even imagined yet. That's not wasted money. That's strategic engineering and a message to every rival economy. America builds the future. The Pentagon says the F-47 could be operational as early as 2025, this year. Let that sink in. The most advanced fighter jet in history isn't some prototype. It's already flying, it's already tested. And it's being prepared for combat-ready squadrons right now. President Trump has reportedly made it a priority to field the first F-47 units during his current administration. That political pressure means the timeline is accelerating fast. And remember, the drones are being developed in parallel. This isn't a future dream. It's imminent reality. This aircraft is a symbol, not just of military might, but of what America is still capable of when it pushes the limits. It's the result of engineers working in silence, of pilots risking everything in test flights, of scientists solving problems no one else could, of a nation that refuses to fall behind. When the F-47 takes to the skies, it carries more than missiles. It carries legacy, ingenuity, determination. And when other nations look up and see it, they'll understand. America doesn't just play the game, we write the rules.